Houses destroyed by shelling and anxious locals. EU High Representative Josep Borrell has come to eastern Ukraine for the first time and saw the outcomes of Russian aggression.
The geopolitical landscape is changing very quickly, and the conflict on the borders of Ukraine is also on the verge of getting deeper. And in the next days, we are going to have a Council of Foreign Affairs and Defense Ministers of the European Union, and conversations between Russia, US, NATO are going to start. So this is a critical moment. It's not just US and Russia. If we want to talk about security in Europe, the Europeans has to be part of the table. And the agenda of the meetings is not just the issue that Russia has put on the table. There are other issues on the agenda, many of them affecting Ukraine.
European Union's top diplomat visited the Stanytsia Luhanska checkpoint, which is operating on a daily basis, and got acquainted with the general situation along the contact line. The Ukrainian side showed him the Administrative Services Provision Center located at the checkpoint.
I'm glad that we are meeting here in the Administrative Services Center, which has been created for citizens and modernized due to the European Union's assistance. This is just a small part of assistance provided by the EU to support Ukrainian reform in the sphere of administrative services provision. And I'm also glad that Mr. Borrell was able to see with his own eyes the disastrous consequences of the conflict, as well as efforts Ukraine pays to stop this war.
Experts are sure that Borrell's visit to Donbas is a sign of EU support for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Besides, they note this visit will help improve communication between Ukraine and the West.
We have to admit that Russia is thoroughly getting ready for the invasion, and we have to get the guarantees from the EU and NATO. That is, ask them what will they do to deter Russian, not just on paper but in fact, and do it effectively in order for Russia to think, does it really need it? Does it need the consequences like this?
Experts also underline that Josep Borrell's visit is of particular importance, especially given the Ukraine-NATO Commission's and Russia-NATO Council's meetings to be held soon in January.
After the visit, Mr. Borrell is going to communicate with other EU High Representatives in the frameworks of the bloc itself, the European Parliament and others, and his role in the issue of search for diplomatic means to resolve this conflict is extremely significant. And I'm talking now about the European dimension. I'm not talking about transatlantic NATO-related dimension. Those are also extremely important to deter the Russian aggression. This proves the European unity.
Josep Borrell is also going to conduct a number of meetings in Kyiv to raise the issues of Ukraine's security and EU support against the backdrop of Russian threat. Reported by Vadim Kramer, Vlada Tsurkan and Anastasia Volkova, UATV News.